The Magic escaped Brooklyn with a victory due to a Paolo banked in three-pointer in overtime. We'll go over the takeaways from the game as well as go over the box score to help us tell the story. From London, England, this is the Orlando Magic Nation, your source for all things Orlando Magic on YouTube. For Magic fans, by a Magic fan. I'm Edwin Valentine, and I want to thank you very much for clicking on this video and spending a little bit of time talking Magic with me. Got to do the normal YouTube things, like, share, drop a comment below, and if you want to do so, hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on any content that I produce. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers before the end of the season. So in this one, it was kind of I call it a heavyweight fight. It wasn't a heavyweight fight in that they were big teams, like the game that we played against Denver or any of the other elite teams in the NBA. It was more of it felt like two big guys that were just swinging, just throwing haymakers, and that's kind of what it was more than anything. It wasn't like a precise or great looking game. It was just something that in the end the Magic had to hold on, unfortunately, due to Brooklyn kind of just getting hot at the wrong time for us, the good time for them from three, with Yegor just launching threes, hitting banked threes, and it was something that we should have probably wanted in the regular time instead of going into overtime and regulation, but it kind of just is what it is. That the Magic don't make anything easy, unfortunately, for themselves. They are doing a great job of winning close games. We're 7-2 in games decided by under 3 points, so that is tied for the league lead in that category. So maybe they're just really trying to develop those calluses when it comes to really tight games, really close games, when things are chaotic, hitting game winners. So this is the second game winning 3-point shot at the buzzer for the Magic this season, and I believe fifth of their career, of the entire organization. Now that's, even if that number's wrong, my bad. I think I saw it somewhere. But either way, for Bain to hit one earlier and now for Paolo to hit one when it looked like they'd gotten lucky, hitting a banked 3-point shot, just with pretty good defense that we played in that one. And just in the end, they were not able to stop that. They hit a banked 3-point shot. So then Paolo just hit one back and say, "Hey, hold my beer. Here's my 3-point bank shot to win the game there." So it was definitely an interesting game between the two. So if we're gonna take away the first takeaway for me was the energy. The Magic played with much better energy. Now we ended up having to go to overtime. People are going to see the record of Brooklyn and be like, we shouldn't be playing close games against Brooklyn, blah blah blah." I was like, then you're not knowing all of the NBA. You only know about the Magic. Now, the Brooklyn has been playing really well. They played basically 500 basketball for the last month plus. Their defense is very good, as we saw yesterday. Obviously, we missed a lot of open shots. We could have put this game, if we had a better shooting game, we could have put it out of reach earlier. Just didn't happen. Kind of, it is what it is sometimes. I keep saying it is what it is sometimes. However, it happens unfortunately a little too much. That's why I put out a video on different shooters that we can add to the bench that hopefully are able to help us out with that and free things up and add some more spacing to the court. But we'll see. And but definitely we saw that they were out to work, and then it kind of felt like what we were 2 years ago with all this trapping that was being done and all the effort that they were burning, which was, again, it's cool to see. And a lot of the times off of like the double teams that they were, because they were blitzing pretty much right around half court, and to watch our guys take care of the ball then was really good to see, because they were coming hot. They were coming in hot, and our guys were able to normally make the right play. There were way too many, well, we'll talk about that a little further on, but there was too many turnovers in there. So we could talk about. Fine, we'll do takeaway number two was the turnovers. Too many turnovers and a lot of the careless stuff, and that's the thing that we'd really taken out of our shot diet and our game diet, it was the turnovers. We had gotten really good at not turning the ball over just needlessly and carelessly. You set an illegal screen, sure, that's a turnover. You try a little too much, a fancy pass like AB threw this one pass that was looked like it would have been a pretty cool play. It just didn't. They read it perfectly and they picked it off. Those type you can kind of live with, and you understand that that happens. But just when guys dribble off their own foot or guys just kind of telegraph a pass and it just goes right to the defender, those are the ones that we really need to clean up on. Again, we right now are not playing well enough to just be throwing away things. Hopefully now with Jalen and Mo and Franz apparently going to be coming back very, very shortly, then we'll be able to have more offense so that we don't have to worry about every single turnover and how it might affect us, because hopefully then we'll have more firepower and be able to score more without having to score even in an overtime game 104. That's way below what we're used to scoring. So again, it shows that Brooklyn's defense is good, but a lot of it was just us turning the ball over. They were aggressive and they were out there trying to turn us over. So I don't want to take away too much from Brooklyn because they really did work, and you got to tip your cap to them because that's all we ever talk about, right? We talk about the energy. See, takeaway one, that we want the energy from our guys, and our guys played better with energy in this one. Brooklyn just at times felt like they just burning white hot with energy, and they really wanted to get this win, and unfortunately Paolo was the one that was able to take it away from them there. Now, the last takeaway obviously is Paolo. Paolo, 30 points in the end, another double double for the team. I believe it's his 11th for in the year. Paolo did Paolo things. His jump shot is coming back to him, which is great to see. Whatever was happening for the first 10 games from when he came back from injury, that's behind us. We kind of noticed, at least it's the second year in a row where it took him a bit of time to get warmed up again. So whatever happened, if it was physical or mental, apparently it was more mental, which is not great, I guess, in the end, but physical can eventually, or mental can actually affect the physical. So maybe that's what happened. But either way, Paolo is back to shooting it better than he had been. Is he obviously going to be Steph Curry? That's likely not going to happen, but he's shooting it better than what he was because he was shooting it real bad. Like it was real bad for a while there. That now at least he has more lift on his jump shot and he's hitting his jump shots more often, and he's not shooting as many jump shots, which is something that we all want. And we want him to be relentless and just take it to the basket. And he's starting to do so. So all that is good news for us in the end. Other than that, the other Bs were not good in this game. Bain didn't play well. AB didn't play well. Like they turned the ball over 4 times each. It was just not great. Paulo turned the ball over 9 times, I believe. So it's also he wasn't great in that respect either. But he rebounded. We had 3 guys with 10 rebounds in this one as well to go back to takeaway number one with the energy. Like we just, it seems that the Magic really wanted that, and we can always take a positive in that the Magic haven't lost 2 in a row. We haven't won 2 in a row and since over 6 weeks ish, let's say, but we haven't lost 2 in a row. Yeah, yeah, that's not that bad. So yeah, Paolo was the big name. Then the only other two really that came along with him, there were 3 of them. Tristan, there was only 4 total guys in double figures in this one. This felt like a early 2000s basketball game. And so Tristan was in double figures, Noah was in double figures, and Wendell with 20 points in this one. So it was definitely a big victory. We need to, like I've said before in the last few videos, we really shouldn't be trying to drop games. If we would have won the Charlotte game and if we would have won the Washington game, Charlotte, we likely wouldn't have won. They were on fire. It is what it is. But if we somehow were able to steal that Washington game, or we able to beat the Chicago team, or we could have won that Toronto thing. We could be probably the third seed right now, or definitely the fourth seed over Toronto, because we've just dropped too many. And luckily for us, most of the Eastern Conference is kind of middling right now at 5-5, 6-4. Other than Boston, Boston's killing it right now, and that's what moved them into second place for a little bit. They dropped back down to third place now, but they're the only ones really that have been able to put together a series of wins. So luckily for us in that way, we're fine. We're back into sixth place now overall, and we still have a couple more games against teams coming up that aren't going to be teams that are we're expecting to uh, win championships, obviously. So we have a big game coming up against Philadelphia now, which is a good game that we can really start to we need to win that one against Philadelphia so that we win the season series. And right now, like I said, we can't be dropping games to these other Eastern Conference teams right now. So hopefully the Magic are going to be able to maybe have a German or two, maybe have a Suggs, maybe. If we're able to have any extra help, that would be very helpful, because if we have games like AB and Desmond had in this past one, then we have no chance really, unless Jace or one of our other guys kind of get hot at this point. And not to say that can't happen, or Paolo goes for 50 or anything like that, which also can happen. But we just want to make it easier on the team as a whole by having a little bit more firepower and better defense, which is what Jalen and Franz are able to bring to the court. So that's all of that. Now, if we go to the Buck scores, like I said, Tristan was one of the few guys that came along with Paolo in 23 minutes of action, 6 of 10 from the field for his 14 points, 2 of 5 from 3. I love the 5 from him. I love that his 3-point shot is coming back. No free throws, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal in his time on the court. Our leading scorer in this one, Paolo, with 30 in 42 minutes of action, 11 of 19 from the field. So very efficient. He plays like this for 3-4 weeks, then it's going to be hard to keep him off the All-Star team. 104 from the 3-point range. We got to love that one, because that was the banker at the end. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. So just an great all around game for Paolo. 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 turnovers. So he almost had a triple double. Not the best triple double, but he almost did in this one. Wendell in 39 minutes of action, 20 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. So his 3-point shot is really starting to dip a bit here midway through the season. So we'll see if he's able to rekindle that. 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover for Wendell. So that is that. Desmond in 35 minutes of action, 9 points, 4 of 14 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. I've said it before. 1 of 6, not great, not super happy about it, but I'm happy for the sixth. We need 6 3-point shots from him. So great. 6 shots, 1 of 6, not great. 3 of 6 would have been better, but even then, the 6 is what I want to focus on there. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, like I said. So not a great game for Desmond. Also, AB, speaking of not a great game, 37 minutes of action, 5 points, 2 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 turnovers. So the 2 of the 3 Bs didn't play very well in this one, and we were still able to come out with a victory on a back-to-back versus a team who had been rested for a couple nights. So I think in the end, we needed to be happy about this win. Should it have come down to the end? Should we have needed a banked in 3-point shot to win? Probably not, but still, it doesn't matter. We got the win, and that's what we need. Goga in 13 minutes of action, 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals for Goga. So Goga very active in this one. So great job by Goga. He hasn't really played all that well throughout the course of the season, but recently he's been picking it up a bit. So that is good to see. Jet in this one, 14 minutes of action, 4 points, 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from three. There were a couple that he was wide open to. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block for Jet. So he got on the court for a little bit and was able to contribute a little bit. Another man of the hour. So, what is it? Joyeux anniversaire. So, happy birthday to Noah. 21st birthday in this one. 31 minutes of action, 13 points, 5 of 15 from the field, 3 of 5 from three. So, he was only 2 of 10 from inside the arc. So maybe he just needs to stay out there. If he's shooting like this, he just stay out there and keep hitting threes. 3 of 5 from three, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks. So, and no turnovers. So we see that our turnovers were really just 4 guys turning the ball over, and really 3 of the guys turning the ball over the course of the year. But Noah doing Noah things, filling up the stat sheet. Steals, blocks, huge block on, I believe it was Clowney at one point, or Sharp. Either way, he just has a nose for the ball. He knows where to be. He knows how to play, and his defense is very, very good. Tyus in 17 minutes of action, 3 points, 1 of 3. 1 of 3 from three, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 2 steals. And 5 assists is always going to be great. So when he plays this many minutes and he's able to get that many assists, then great. Then he's being productive. But if he has only 2 or 3 assists and only 1 shot attempt or only 1 made basket, that's not as productive as what we need, especially with no Jace in this one and no Jalen. So Tyus helped out, which is great. But obviously, I'm always going to want more. So sorry, Dr. Waka 10. I'm always going to want a little bit more from Tyus. He's probably our biggest disappointment so far this year. JI in 10 minutes of action, no points, no, well, 1 shot. Totally missed that dunk. He was going to have a nice big monster dunk and just missed it. 1 rebound. That's all for JI in his 10 minutes of action. So it was definitely it was a win. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but we were able to get that one. Only 43% from the field, 27% from three. So another bad 3-point shooting game in this one. So hopefully Desmond's going to be able to come around soon, because it's really, to me, all about Desmond. Wendell Carter's threes were just kind of nice to have. Tristan's 3-pointers are back. It feels like Paolo's starting to hit them a little bit more with regularity. Franz and Jalen, when they come back, even Mo, if Mo shoots like he did last year, I still see us shooting better over the course of the rest of the year. We're not going to be in the top 10. That'll be a weird proclamation for me, that we're going to be not in the bottom 10 in 3-point percentage. We'll see if that comes. I was thinking we would be more like 37-ish% over the course of the season. We would have to shoot lights out for the last 40 plus games. So I don't think that's going to happen anymore, but we'll see. You never know. Okay from the free throw line, 72%, 20 offensive rebounds. So this one, we definitely were on the boards. None for Wendell Carter Jr., which is interesting, but Goga with 8. Now, we get offensive rebounds when we shoot so poorly. So that's just kind of the way it was there. It felt like a tip drill at times for our guys. They weren't able to convert close in. So sometimes those numbers, it's great to get 20 offensive rebounds, but it just means that we weren't converting on easy bunnies, and we were able to get the rebound again and give it another shot. But it would be nice to just hit the basket right off the bat. 35 rebounds, so 55 total rebounds in this one. We out-rebounded them over the course of the game, which is, again, goes towards the effort. I would say for them, they were just blitzing and they were putting all the energy into defense and not into the rebounding. So 28 assists, 12 steals, 4 blocks, 18 turnovers. Like I said, too many turnovers in this one, but in the end, we were able to get the victory, and it's not great. Hopefully we were able to turn the page on this one. and we are able to hopefully be able to get, like I said, a Wagner or two, and maybe Suggs. That would be great if we're able to get that back home when we get home. We haven't really been home more than one game, really. Obviously, we played a couple, but in the last 2 weeks, so it's been a lot of travel, really, in the last little bit of time for the Magic. So hopefully, even though we're playing against some teams not with the best records, our travel has started to weigh on the team a little bit. Mostly it's the injuries. It's the injuries that are affecting us the most. If we were healthier, which we've been pretty healthy, so to be fair, we haven't gotten bit like with the injury bug like a bunch of the other teams in the NBA, but ours have been like the big name players. So we're not the only ones, and every team is dealing with it. But injuries has been the biggest thing. But travel, you can see, is starting to weigh on them because these guys are having to do more than they're normally used to. The travel is starting to now pile up a little bit. And guess what, guys? You got 2 games, and then you're gonna be flying to Europe. So it's gonna be a lot more travel for them. Hopefully, they're able to be more rested and they're able to just have a good game against Philadelphia. So we'll see what the next game has to offer. 21-17, sixth in the East. That's at least a positive. We should take the positive where we get them. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the game, and how lucky was Paolo's shot on a scale of 1 to 10. Either way, it went in, so that's all that matters. So, uh, thank you again. Just do the normal YouTube things: like, share, and subscribe, so you don't miss out on any content. Thank you very much for clicking on this video and spending a little bit of time talking magic with me. I hope you're having a great night.